Is Sister Act 2 called Sister Act 2 Here We Jesus Again?
No, it's called Back in the Habit. Which is much better than what you just said.
I think mine's better. But
yeah.
Whatever. Easter, Renaissance, Jesus. There's so many.
The Renaissance. Sister Act 2, the Renaissance.
Welcome to Anxiety Twins. My name is Andrea Menchaca.
And I am Lee H. Tillman.
We are two comics that talk about stuff.
Cool. People are enjoying your, what was it? You said that Glee is a something of Fighting Temptations.
Yeah,
I forget.
their remake or whatever.
It's a remake, whatever. Yeah, people are enjoying that.
Yeah, do they agree with me or are they just...
I don't know. I think they just like that someone mentioned Fighting Temptations because no one ever mentions that movie because it's a terrible movie. But I think like at least one person had never heard of it before and they were like, oh, wow. Because I guess they saw Beyonce and it was like, oh. All right. And then I think they are going to be very dissatisfied when they go and watch it. Or maybe they'll be excited. Who knows?
It's not as clear based on the photo that you posted. And they probably don't have a picture of Fighting Temptations with like the whole cast. Mm-hmm. But Glee is like the main two characters are like the main two characters of Fighting Temptations. And then there's like all the other characters. Because it's a show, every character gets their own arc and like a lot more focus on each person because it just goes on for so long. But if it was a movie, they would all be just like back characters. Mm-hmm. So like that's the difference. I feel like in the picture you just see like two main actors and everybody else in the back.
Yeah.
But then there's also, what's the one with Whoopi Goldberg where they make a chorus choir?
Sister Act.
Yeah. There's also that like, let's gather people around the
I mean that's a million every movie with a choir in it has done that. It's not like it's for like it's just one movie did it and then
right, that's what I'm saying.
That's the thing that's been going on forever. But
so
I mean
just not religious is the only
but
difference.
Sister Act is leaps and bounds better. I don't know, I haven't seen Sister Act 1 and 2 in a long time. Like Sister Act 2, I can't remember, like one of them is Lauryn Hill. That's where Lauryn Hill like got her first thing. And one of them, I think for the Sister Act 2 is probably more popular because that one has like more like famous people in it. The first one, I don't know. I think it's just the nuns.
Is Sister Act 2 called Sister Act 2 Here We Jesus Again?
No, it's called Back in the Habit. Which is much better than what you just said.
I think mine's better, but whatever.
Because of habit, it's a little thing.
Yeah, I get it.
Huh? Come on. That's good stuff.
Easter, Renaissance, Jesus. There's so many.
The Renaissance. Sister Act 2, the Renaissance.
And Beyonce. Not again, Beyonce. Imagine if I meet Beyonce and I'm like, I loved you in Fighting Temptations.
And then that's all you say and then you walk away.
That's it. Goodbye.
All right, I loved you in Fighting Temptations. Did you ever do anything else?
That's going to be my really thing. Good? It's going to be like telling famous people that I love them in the one terrible thing that they did, the one obscure reference.
All right, so what are we talking about today?
Oh, Jim Carrey. I loved him in that movie where he's an alien that comes from...
Earth Girls Are Easy?
I loved you in
I loved you in Earth Girls Are Easy.
There's literally so many options. He's been in so many movies. No, that's the one I want.
But I feel like people, I don't know, I feel like a cool guy would try to go up and say, yeah, I watched you in your first movie.
Well, I watched it after the good stuff, so I knew it was bad. But that's just me. I love Tubi.
Where are you on your affection for Jim Carrey? Where are you?
I've never really been like big on him. I never really knew much. I didn't grow up with him or anything. Apparently now he has a new face. That's cool.
Does he?
In a while you need a new face. I don't know. Is that a thing people are saying? I thought he did. I don't know. You should look at a picture of him.
I don't know. Well, it's because he showed up at some event and people were saying like he was a clone because it wasn't real. Because one, he doesn't come out very often. And I think maybe people, I don't know. That's just a thing people are saying. I don't know what to do. I mean, maybe he's gotten something done. Yeah, but that's also, what is that from? That's from CNN? Like they've purposely taken the weirdest picture of him.
Okay, there's a least terrible one.
I don't know. I mean,
weird.
You're going to take the worst picture of him and say, hey, this is the one that's I don't know. It's just something for the internet to talk about. I don't know. I think
where are you in your Jim Carrey fandom?
I grew up watching Jim Carrey. I remember him from In Living Color. Yeah, he got like really serious at a certain point. Yeah, you just keep showing me pictures. But like I'm saying, like it is all pictures where they're saying this is the weirdest picture. Like you can take if someone took a million pictures of you.
Yeah.
If someone took a million pictures of you, 90% of them are going to be like in weird, that you didn't pose for. Obviously, all of them are going to be weird. I don't know what. Like
such a
maybe because I just hate the internet. I hate when people they just want something to talk about. It's just silly.
We're posting this on the internet.
It's just silly. It's just like, yeah, let's talk about nothing. So, what do we want to talk about today?
I thought you had a list.
We can talk comedy. We can talk books. We can talk movies. Where do you want to go?
What have we been doing in comedy since last time? I don't even remember the last time.
Well, it was the day before I left for Los Angeles. So
yeah.
I left. I did 4 shows in LA over the weekend. And I guess we can talk about those. I did on the Thursday. The first day I got there, I did a show in Atwater Village called Peacock. It's a show I did. I was there last year in April, and I went back, did the show again, and it was fun. I don't feel like I had like a great set, like a stellar set. It was okay. It wasn't like anything spectacular or anything, but so it was my first night there. And I don't know, maybe I was off my game, or maybe it was just me. I was just in my head or something, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like I had a great set. So the first night I'm like, man, did I just waste my time coming to LA, doing all these shows? And then I'm just gonna, I don't know. So I was kind of like in my head the first day. And then I was trying, and also I didn't have a show on Friday. So I was hoping that on Thursday I would go there, I would meet some people, and maybe they'd be like, hey, maybe, we're doing
here networking.
Yeah, networking. And then like it didn't really work out very well, because it was a situation where the people that I did want to talk to, they came like late. So they weren't, they never saw my set or anything. So I'm not even sure, at least one of the people, I'm not even sure they knew I was a comedian. I was just like, they just thought that maybe I was just hanging out or something. Friday, I didn't have any shows, and I was trying to get something booked. So Friday, I just went around LA and just did random stuff. I saw Project Hail Mary. I saw that because I knew that you didn't want to see it, I guess, because everyone's been talking about it. So I just wanted to see it. And it's a little longer than it needs to be. There's like maybe 3 times where I was like, okay, this movie could have ended. Like, this definitely, that could have been an ending and that would have been fine. But other than that, like it's a great film.
Yeah.
How long
was it?
It's a little over 2 hours.
Okay.
But have you ever seen The Martian?
I don't think so.
Movie. Matt Damon, where he goes to Mars. He gets trapped on Mars and he has to figure out how to live on Mars. No, it is a lot like that, where it's a guy that gets trapped in space and he has to figure out how to get back home. Just looking at the trailer, it seemed like it would be kind of corny, because it's just like, it's a guy, he gets lost in space. He doesn't fully know what he's doing. He's a teacher, and he's not an astronaut at all. He gets lost. Ends up in space, and then he comes upon an alien who is a rock. He looks like a rock. So they call his name is Rocky.
Of course.
Yeah, and he just meets an alien friend, and they get along, and then it's it just sounds like, when you explain what it is, it sounds kind of corny, but actually it is. But everybody was talking about it made a bunch of money over the weekend. Everybody was talking about it. So I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess
you don't want to feel left out.
Let's go check it out, see what it is. I mean, I don't want to judge a movie by its trailer. So I went to go see it, and it's pretty good. I think, I don't know if you would have liked it or not. I never know what you're gonna like.
Depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Is there a reason why you didn't want to see it?
I don't know. What's that movie where honestly, it should be called Project Hail Mary. It's like a group of people that are astronauts, that are not astronauts, are asked to be astronauts for like the week so they can save the planet from this meteor that's coming towards us.
I feel like there's a couple. There's Independence Day.
I think it's Independence Day.
And then there is, I can't think of the name of the movie though. I know it's a big popular movie. Armageddon.
Independence Day.
Armageddon.
Oh, maybe it is Armageddon.
And Armageddon, I don't know. I never actually saw Armageddon, but I feel like it's people. There's a asteroid coming towards
Armageddon
Earth.
Too.
Yeah, there's an asteroid coming towards Earth, and they're trying to get there to destroy the asteroid before it, hits.
Right, they're trying to blow it up.
Yeah, but like this is a guy that's trapped in space.
The Armageddon movie came about the opposite way they usually write a movie. They're like, okay, we want to blow something up. Mm-hmm. How do we do that where it's a good thing?
So they
just reversed engineer.
Yeah, they're like, let's get a explode. We need an explosion.
Like people are just starting to feel stressed about like the environment and like burning things up and blowing things up. Maybe not at school. Like it's been done. Buildings get blown up, cars get blown up. People are like the ozone layer and whatnot. So I know. Somebody in the group was like, I have a thought. What about we go outside the ozone layer? And they were like, say more. And that's how that movie came about. And I don't need to look it up because I already made up a reality in my mind and I want that to be what it is.
So what is it? You really like Timothee Chalamet, even though you try to act like you don't.
I don't.
You like Timothee Chalamet.
Stop.
No, you wanted to see a complete. You wanted to see Complete Unknown. I was like, I don't know, I guess. But the Bob Dylan movie, like you were like, let's go see it
because I love music.
You wanted to see the Bob Dylan movie, like out of nowhere. You were like, let's watch Dune. Like the new Dune is coming out. You didn't even know Dune was coming out.
Very left out.
But then
it's been years.
But then like you were like, let's watch Dune. I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess. Like,
and then when it was over, I was like, let's watch the second one right now at midnight. Right now, play it. Let's go. I forgot all about that now. We need to watch the second one. This is like, I just live in the moment.
Yeah.
I literally was thinking about this earlier today. Like, I don't know what it is about me, but I just cannot, like, I could be wearing 2 watches at the same time and own 17 calendars and I never know what the fuck is going on. Like, I don't remember anything time-wise from the past. Like, nothing's chronological in my memory. In the future, I'm always either planning too far away or too late. Like, I just like time and I just don't. I'm just like, whatever I'm thinking about right now, that's what's happening. And then immediately I'm like, oh shit, it's Tuesday. Like, it's 4. Like, it's been Tuesday all day.
Do you keep a journal?
No. I have a junk journal that I started with Isabel.
Well, that helps you like remember what just happened. Or
that's like helpful, and I like that better than actual journaling. Because I don't know, do you keep a journal?
No, I did for like a little while, like in my 20s. How do you
write in your journal? Like, are you writing in first person? Are you writing to the journal?
Yeah, I write in first person. I mean, you write whatever makes you feel comfortable.
None supposedly of it makes me feel comfortable, which is why I don't do
supposedly, it. Hopefully, you're the only one that's ever going to read it. So yeah, you write whatever you want or however.
I don't know. I go too far ahead, and I'm like, why? Like, I go to write what happened yesterday and I'm like, why am I living right now? Like, none of this makes any sense. Like, my brain's just like, I don't like this. I want to cry.
It is interesting because I kept one I was probably like in my 20s. And I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago, I read it. Like, I went through and just read the whole thing. I was like, that's weird. I forgot that I had that feeling or the emotion or that happened.
That's the thing too. You want me to write about my feelings?
But we were talking about Timothee Chalamet, and we watched. I wanted to go see Marty Supreme, but like you liked it more than I did.
Yeah.
So what is it about Timothee Chalamet? And you act like you don't.
I don't like him. I think,
but you just happen to like all the movies that he's in.
I think Hollywood likes him, so he gets good roles. Like, I would like to watch those movies. Either way, I think.
There's tons of movies that don't have Timothee Chalamet.
But like recently, that's what I was talking about. Like, whenever things come out and I'm like, oh, I should
Project Hail Mary.
That feels more like a middle-aged man movie.
Okay, so you just
because that's what I was talking about with Armageddon. Like that's what I envisioned it would be like. Mm-hmm. And when I watched that movie, I was like, okay.
You did? So you have seen Armageddon?
Yeah, that's what I was comparing it to. The only other movie that I've seen that's kind of like that, I think. I don't know. Is it anything like Armageddon?
No.
No. Well, in my mind, it is. It is my belief that it is.
I mean, it is. It's like a lot of movies, but no, not Armageddon. No.
It was just Armageddon was just like silly.
Yeah. So yeah, I just went around LA and did a bunch of stuff on that Friday.
I forgot where that came about.
So that's how that happened. So I watched that because I felt like you didn't want to watch it with me, so I watched it. And then on Saturday, I had this show in the middle of the day. It's called BYOB, which is Bring Your Own Baby. And it's a show for parents that want to bring their kids and not have to like get a babysitter or anything. So you can come see a comedy show at 5 p.m. I believe it started at 5 p.m. And, you know, you don't have to have someone watch or anything. You just bring the kid and so I'm doing a show in front of a bunch of parents and with all their kids just kind of running around, and they're all toddlers, so they don't fully understand what you're saying. So you can say whatever you want. It's not like it has to be a clean show or anything. And I initially was like, this is going to be terrible. This is going to be a terrible show. First, I was like, no one's going to come to this show because it's at 5 p.m. Why would
I'm surprised there were no dogs there.
Yeah, there were no dogs. I was like, no one. It would be a lot to bring your kid and a dog and to sit down.
Different people, like people who think their dogs are their babies. You'd be like, bring your own baby, but Fru Fru is my baby.
Yeah,
and that's his name.
At first, I was like, no one's going to come to the show, and then it was just people just kept coming. They actually said it's the most people they've ever had. It was, I believe it was sold out. It was the most people they've ever had at this show so far. And they've been doing it. I don't even think they've been doing it for a year. It's been like, maybe like 6 months or so.
So all the babies that went to the first show are still babies.
Yep. So I do the show and I initially am like, this isn't going to work. And then it turned out being like one of the better shows that I did. I did 4 shows. 2 of them were good shows and 2 of them were like, okay.
This is going to be your breakout career into children's comedy.
But it wasn't. That's the thing about it, is that like there was one person that like kept trying to like address the kids and it wasn't working. Like the trick is you just kind of like power through. You just do your set and don't worry about the kids at all. Because if you just address the kids, like the parents don't want to think about the kid. I guess that's the whole point. Like they don't want to be constantly be reminded. You just want to be there. And, at the top, they're like, listen, if your baby cries, your baby cries. No big deal. That's what the show is all about. So no one feels awkward or anything. So it was way more fun than I thought it would be. And that was at the Crow in Santa Monica. And while I was there, I actually met someone who was doing a show later that night. So shout out to Jordan Connolly. He was hosting the show and he was like, yeah, I have another show like later on at West Side Comedy Theater, which is also in Santa Monica. So he was like, if you want to come through that, maybe I can get you on that show, which was fine, except for like that show ended at like 6:30 because it's so early. So between 6:30 and like 10 p.m., I had like nothing to do. I'm just kind of like, that's not enough time it's time to like go get dinner and stuff, but I can't watch a movie or anything in that time because I still have to get to the venue and get there early and whatever. So I couldn't, I just kind of like sat in my car and read a book the whole time for a few hours because I had nothing else to do. There was a show before. That was a show like an 8 p.m. show. At the 8 p.m. show, all the comments were like, man, this crowd was dead. It was awful. And I walked in at the end of the show and it was pretty bad. So I did the 10 o'clock show, like, all right, we'll see how this goes. And it was, the 8 o'clock show was packed. This show was probably like maybe 2/3 full. And they weren't bad but it wasn't great. It was 10 o'clock. The AC wasn't working, so it was like hot in there. And I imagine like for the 8 o'clock show, when the AC wasn't working and it was packed, it was probably terrible. That's why they weren't laughing. But in the later show, there's fewer people. And I guess like halfway through the show, the AC got working at like 11 o'clock at night. It's like, okay, cool. I ended up doing like a full set too. I was expecting to just do like, a couple minutes, like 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes at just a guest spot. But I ended up doing like 12 minutes, like, which is what everyone else was doing too. I think maybe someone dropped out. I just happened to be there. So that show was cool. I got to hang out with a lot of comics. So that was fun. But the show was.
You like people now?
I like hanging out with comics that I don't know. So we can have the conversation that, like, a first conversation is cool, but then like after you've hung out with them for a while, you know everything.
After you moved in and started a podcast together.
Yeah, you kind of know everything. You don't want to talk to them anymore. You know how it is. You know how it is. So
very entertaining. How dare you?
Yeah. So my Saturday night was actually pretty good. I also went to Rodeo Drive, and I went to the Kith store. I didn't buy anything. I wish I now I wish I had, but I didn't buy anything because like I walk in and you have to like stand in line to get into the store because they only let a few people in at a time.
What store?
Kith. At the time I was like, because there's obviously it's one of those it's a Rodeo Drive. Nothing has prices on it. And I want to, because I'm like, I don't want to buy something and then get to the register and be like, this is,
$300.
Yeah.
For a t-shirt.
Yeah. And just like,
maybe that's not the best choice.
Yeah. And in all honesty, it probably, I don't know how much the stuff costs. No one walked up to me the entire time. They walked up, they saw me and they were like, nah, this guy didn't buy anything. So no one talked to me the entire time. I just walked through, like saw some things. And I was like, I want to, like, this looks really cool, but like, I don't want to, like, I'd have to get to the register. I mean, they had some like cool t-shirts and some like sweaters, and I'm trying to like cool out on the hoodies. I think I have too many hoodies, but they had some cool stuff too.
I disagree.
Yeah, I need more hoodies.
I went in your closet yesterday looking for a hoodie, and I was like, I've worn all of these. What am I gonna be an outfit repeater? Yeah. Gross. Buy more hoodies, Lee.
Most of the people that were there were buying shoes, but I think that's because like I think the shoes had prices on them, and you kind of like know about how much, like it's between $150, $200. Like
more annoying to order shoes and then they don't fit.
Yeah,
and at least this way you already.
Yeah, so a lot of people just
assuming this fancy store lets you try on shoes. I don't know.
Yeah, they do. That's where most of the people were, but yeah. Now I kind of regret that I didn't buy anything because I don't know when I'll be back. And
you probably will never go back.
So I walked down Rodeo Drive, and then
is that a book you're writing?
Walk down Rodeo Drive.
No, I walked down Rodeo Drive. Maybe I'll write it. It's for kids.
Yeah.
Every letter of the alphabet is for something. K is for Keith.
But so by
C's for Chanel. I'm sure there was one.
Yeah, of course. So by Sunday, I don't really have anything else to do. Like I've kind of like exhausted all the things that I wanted to see or do or whatever. So I'm just and also I got this like cheap hotel in Bellflower, which is not like a bad neighborhood or anything, but it's like there's nothing going on there.
Oh, the only neighborhood I know in LA is East LA.
Yeah.
Is that a neighborhood?
I mean,
or is that just a direct?
I don't know if people consider it a neighborhood anymore, but yeah. So Sunday, I don't have anything to do. And also my hotel didn't have internet most of the time, like almost the entire time I was there. The first night I got there, I was watching like something on YouTube, and then in the middle it just like cut out. And when I checked in, the guy was just not helpful at all. So I was like, I don't want to talk to this guy again. So I didn't even say anything. I was like, it'll probably be on. Somebody will say something. It'll probably be on tomorrow. But for the rest of the time I was there, the internet didn't work. So
you just didn't ask?
I just didn't say anything. I was just like, I would just wake up and just like leave like 8, 9 a.m. and never come back. Like that was my whole plan. So,
you're their favorite kind of guest.
Yeah. So I just like, I don't.
The only one that didn't say anything about the internet.
Yeah, I guess. So by Sunday, I don't have anything to do. And then I have a show in Covina, which is northeast of LA, which is pretty far out. But I ended up doing that show. That show wasn't until like 7:00. So I'm just kind of like driving around. You know, I went to like a record store in West Covina and just went to a park and just read for a while. Like I was just out of stuff to do. And plus I was in Covina, which is where nothing really is. So I'm just kind of just out there. But then I ended up doing a show with Steve Hernandez, who is the host of well, not the host, but he's the producer of Chatterbox. And
so wait, Chatterbox, it's in East Covina?
It's in Covina.
Oh,
it was a really fun show. I had seen a lot of people post Chatterbox like reels and stuff because they have like a very distinct background. So every time I see it, I'm like, oh, what is that place? I always see people there. I don't know what it is. So I thought it was like a theater or something. I go there and it's just a bar. It's like a small time bar, but like there was probably like 50, 60 people there. Like it was packed. People came out. And they were a great crowd. It was really fun. It was fun. Like it was my last show, and to do like a really fun show at the end was really cool. And then on Sunday morning, woke up. My plane left at 7 a.m. So I had to get up at like 3:00 in the morning and get to the airport, drop off the car, get back. And now I'm here.
Well, you forgot the part where I picked you up.
Yeah.
And then we went to breakfast.
Yeah.
We went to Screen Door.
Oh yeah, Screen Door. I hadn't been it's been a long time since I had been to Screen Door.
Me too. It was so long that the whole layout changed completely, and I had no idea.
But I was talking about the producer Steve Hernandez, who does Chatterbox. He's filming a special pretty soon, and he came to Portland to like kind of test it out. Mm-hmm. And he ended up having you feature for him this past Saturday. So in less than a week, I saw Steve Hernandez twice. So
he's family now.
Yeah, he's family now. So you want to talk about your show that you did with him?
I want to talk about Screen Door first.
Okay, let's talk about Screen Door.
Tell me your thoughts.
I hadn't been there in a long time. The first time I went, I thought it was like, oh, this is okay. It was, you know, they were trying to do like Southern food, and generally Southern food around here, it's not great.
It's more like Northern food.
I don't know. But
that was a really good joke.
That was a terrible joke that I tried to move past the joke because it was so unfunny, but you decided to like, so now we're here. This is where we are right now.
Funniest person, anything I say.
Yeah. And now we're here. We're doing this.
Stop pretending like you don't know it.
When I went back to Screen Door, it was pretty good. I liked it.
You know, it's also like the most people of color we've seen at a restaurant.
Yeah, I know. It was very diverse there. It was like, okay, Portland. I came back. I left and came back, and Portland is very diverse.
I think that same plane that you were on. So all those people.
Yeah, they just came with me.
Yeah. Ooh. I mean, when I started noticing like more and more tables of Black people, and there was like a whole family of Latinos. I don't know. They were speaking Spanish, whatever that was. And then I was like, wait, is this place good now? What's happening?
Yeah.
And I would have eaten more if it wasn't because the place was so huge. Like I would have liked to try more things.
Yeah.
But we got waffles, chicken and waffles, and that was so much food. Like we shared it. I could not have done that thing by myself. But then I was feeling like I needed something sweet. But then I was also terrified of ordering something sweet and having to bring a whole cake.
Yeah.
Somebody at the restaurant was having a birthday and they brought their own cake. And I was like, bro, that's all they have here is like sweet stuff.
I don't think
bring ice.
I don't think it's that weird. Bring your own cake. I mean, especially like if you made it or if it's
totally allowed and it's not weird. I'm just saying like they make really good food here and you're bringing like random cakes. Like just put candles on some French toast. They have like gulps of French toast, like piles of French toast with whipped cream in between. Put a little candle on that. Happy birthday. Put a candle on a piece of chicken. I don't literally anything else. Yeah, like the thought that after going there with the giant plates, you still need to bring more food. Like I was just like, this is silly.
So you did do some shows while I was gone.
Yeah, I did. My father's favorites.
Oh yeah, I forgot about father's favorites. I just remember Gladstone.
One of the comics came over for dinner. Erica Figueroa. Shout out
Erica Figueroa.
And we were having dinner here at the house, and then we were gonna go together to my father's place because I was on the showcase, and then there's always a mic. But the whole time we were having dinner, like she thought that I had said that I was just going to my father's place for the mic. Mm-hmm. So like 9 rolls around, and I'm like, all right, let's get our stuff and get going. I'm like, chop, chop, girl, let's go. You're driving, so you better get ready. And she's like, damn, this girl's really excited to do a terrible mic for some reason. And then we get there like 30 minutes late. And Michael Phelps, the host, is like, there's like one more person than you, and you're closing out. So I was headlining. And I'm like 30 minutes late. So, of course, I'm like one person away. I saw nothing of the show. And Erica is just like, wait, what? This whole time I thought you were just like so excited to do a mic for some reason. And I was like, no, I thought you knew it. Because I said my father's favorites. And she was like, I don't know. I thought you just got the mic and the show confused.
You just said that you saw the time and you're like, all right, chop, chop, let's go. And you were still 30 minutes late?
I also just said that I have no sense of time. It was hard. It's always hard for me to leave the house. I was just like, no. And then when she was over here, I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't know how I'm going to gather the energy to like go to my father's place. And she was like, oh, it's going to be all right. We're going to make it. And I don't know. If she had known that I was on the show, she would have pushed me more, I'm sure. But we were like both lagging. Like I was like, I really don't want to leave the house. I'm so comfortable.
Yeah, I saw her the other day, and she said like while she was here, she saw our backyard. She was like, "That's a really big backyard. You guys could have like a show here." I'm like, that's such a comedian thing to say. Like you're just peeping out venues and wherever you go.
Goes, she's like, I'm sorry. How many this place seats? None, because we didn't have any chairs. No, but can you imagine in this neighborhood a mic?
Or like no, anything? Not a mic. I mean, I feel like we could do a show, like a show.
No, I mean like a literal physical mic, like the sound. Like the sound out here, it's so quiet in this neighborhood. Yeah. If we had any kind of event, everybody would be out here like, what's happening outside? Like it would be so obvious. I don't know. I thought about it for a second, then I was like, no, that wouldn't work here.
I mean, but why? What's wrong with that though? You think it disturbed people?
I'm sure like they would be like, do you have a permit for that or something?
No, I don't think so. No? People have like they were burning. They had a bonfire out here the other day.
It was an accident. 3 people died. Lee, that's not funny. Oh my god, it's so funny.
No, one night I came home and there was somebody having a bonfire in the middle of the street.
Sometimes you have to have a bonfire. Yeah. I don't know. We don't know any of our neighbors yet. If we made friends with the neighbors and we invited them, it would be one thing. But if you're just like these new people just came along and started doing bad comedy loudly in the backyard, I don't know how that would go.
I don't know. I get if it's not too late, like if it's not like a midnight show, like if it's on a weekend, 7 o'clock.
Still sunny out.
What time does the sun go down?
9.
Not 9.
9:30.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, never mind.
And then the next day, I had Gladstone pizza. And I did the last Gladstone pizza. It's so hard for me to say. I have to like really enunciate that. Ever before it becomes a next step.
Did you know it was the last one before you went?
No, not until I got there, but I did dress up. Don't worry. Okay. I know you were concerned. I looked really good. It was an okay room. There was like not that many people there. It was like half the room. Literally, they all sat on one half of the room. It was like, guys, maybe like this first. But it was good. And I was happy to be there for the last one. I don't think I did the first one. Maybe you did the first one?
I don't think I did the first one. I've only done it
really early once because it was before I even knew about it.
Yeah. And I've heard a lot of horror stories about it. Like when I did it, it wasn't great, but it wasn't like terrible. I've heard stories of like, just drunk people being there. They would, because there's a bar next door.
And children.
Yeah. And they would, somebody like went next door, got a bunch of drunk people and brought them from the bar over there. And it was just pandemonium the whole time.
I love that word. Say it again.
Pandemonium.
Ooh.
And there was
so fancy.
Yeah, I mean, I've just heard like a bunch of terrible. I've just heard a bunch of terrible stories. So I don't know when I've done it.
I got pretty lucky. I've only done it twice, and the first time it was supposedly one of the best ones ever, and then the second one was the last one, and people were like respectful. I don't know. It's a good show. I mean, the only downside was that there wasn't that many people there, but that's not really any of my concern. I'm not a producer. And then after you got back, I've been having weekend shows. Like I haven't really been having a lot of weekday shows. I did
which is good. Weekend shows are better.
Yeah.
Generally.
I did Show Bar hosted for Luke Capaccio.
That sounds correct.
I've been saying his name wrong, I realized, when he was brought up on stage by a good friend of his. So I was like, oh, well, I've never had to say his name. I know him from TikTok, which is like the only person that I've ever met on TikTok. And one time we went live together, just trying to find things to do.
And how'd that go?
It was clunky, like internet wise, but we were like, yeah, we'll try another time. He went viral for doing voiceovers. He's like a contractor and he does like fixing. He's a Bob the Builder type guy, and he does voiceovers or like funny stuff over it. And he does really cool edits actually. Like his truck will like tilt up and then like shoot out like it's a spaceship. Like I don't know how he does that. Like he has really cool edits. And so that's how he went viral. So like a lot of people don't even know that he's a comedian, and every once in a while he'll post a comedy thing and people are like, what? So when he is on tour, all of his crowds are just like dads that like to build stuff, or like actual contractors who are like also just into that kind of stuff, but they're like there to see him because they like him as a person, and then they're just like, oh, let's see what else he's gonna say. Like they don't actually know his jokes, which is like a smarter move to have a crowd that comes because they like you as a person, not because they like your jokes. Because for me, I'm gonna do the same jokes like mostly, like not all new stuff all the time. So they were a really nice crowd. I was really shocked that they liked me as much as they did, because I'm the opposite of Luke, but that's probably for the better in a room like that. Like you can only have so much construction talk. Like I don't know. So it was Jordan went up first. They loved him. He did great. And then I went up, and which I think was good to like break it up with the two guys. And then Luke did an hour.
He does.
Like, well, it's a long time.
Jordan does a lot of stuff about building stuff with his father-in-law.
Yeah, he did all those bits.
Yeah, I feel like they'd like that.
He does stuff about now being good at it, which is exceptionally hilarious to the people that know how to do it. Yeah. They're just like, ugh.
This guy.
A straight toilet lever. Are you insane? That's ridiculous. Like they're just like, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. That's so funny. So yeah, that was that show. You didn't go with me. What were you doing?
What day was it? I think I was gone.
Friday? Huh?
I wasn't.
Oh, you had the baby.
Yeah.
You were parenting.
Yep.
Yep.
Imagine that.
It's crazy. Which, by the way, speaking of the baby, did we talk about this on the podcast already? Her doing jujitsu now?
I don't think so.
I started doing a joke about her doing jujitsu. Like, not her, but her teacher. And now I'm having this, like, nightmares that her jiu-jitsu instructor is going to be, like, at a show someday. I hope he doesn't go out much. Because
he doesn't seem like a guy that likes to laugh.
He'd be in the front row, like, I could take her. That's why I'm afraid. Okay. I'm not a good fighter. But I just make fun of him because he's like fully tatted. And when I went into the jiu-jitsu gym, I was like, damn, this is like an intense energy here. I'm stressed. Also, yesterday I dyed the baby's hair.
Not her whole head. Just a couple of purple streak. Couple of purple streaks.
I gave her like a couple of skunk stripes.
Cool.
That's what I call them.
Okay.
She didn't like it.
She didn't like it?
Me calling it that, not the
stripes. I mean, that makes sense. I wouldn't
like Elisa Liu. Like, have you seen Elisa Liu? No. The figure skater that has like the bleached horizontal stripes. No. Well, she didn't want that, but I think it would have been a great idea.
Okay.
And then the next day, Helium asked me to do a hosting spot for somebody who was coming into the Neon Room for a bilingual show, which I don't usually, I mean, like, I speak Spanish, but I don't usually do Spanish comedy because I don't have the opportunity. And I've been wanting Helium to hire me again for a long time because I haven't done anything at Helium for money. I'm going to the mic tonight, by the way. I signed up. Are you going?
I didn't sign up.
Oh, you should. I mean, you don't have to, but I signed up for the mic. So I've been going to the mic a lot, but I haven't been hired. And when they asked me, I was like, I mean, I know that the pool of comics that speak Spanish is me. So I kind of like, thank you. But I also realized that I was the only option probably. Like and it's crazy that they took so long to ask me because like you see bilingual shows coming and they're going to need a feature / host. And like, you'd think they'd be like, shit, like we should, if they don't like me, because I know like that's probably the first thing that comes to, I don't know, like what other comic do we know that it's both past at Helium and bilingual?
I can't think of any.
In Spanish.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
But anyway, I got to do that, and that's always a little awkward for me. Like I did a little bit of Spanish when I opened for Alfred Robles. I think I would be better if I had more practice, because like I can't literally be like the biggest show that I'm doing is also the only show that I've ever done bilingual.
Yeah.
But the crowd liked a couple of the things that I wrote for the day, and then I just squeezed in. The rest was just my material. I did 15 minutes. I could not do 10 in Spanish. Like it's all new. I just like sprinkled it in so that I could have enough. It would feel like enough anyway. And that was a really early show. That was a 5.
Yeah.
Luckily that place darkens really well. Like not even a sliver of light was coming through because it was still sunny outside. And then that same night I did, what was the other show I did?
That was Cafe.
That was the one that you were talking about. That was Steve Hernandez, Our Practice. That we were a little late too. I was stressed about that. That was like one of my best sets in a while.
Yeah.
That crowd really loved me.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I asked Joe for the video because even though it's probably not like great quality, just like the vibe in that room.
So he did record it?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said he's gonna send it to Chris because Chris was producing, and then Chris will send it to me. But
well, the thing about the camera there, I think the camera is on the ceiling, so it's like it's
security footage.
Yeah, it's a weird vibe. It's a weird look.
They have like a light on your lamp. We notice you're hilarious.
Yeah, it's a weird look, but yeah, it should be a good tape though.
The thing that I don't like about the way that Joe records is that he will zoom out when people laugh and zoom in when you're talking. So it's like out, and it makes me dizzy. I'm like, pick one, in or out. I would choose out because you can just see everybody.
Respect they're trying to be creative.
It's his creative process, but I loudly disrespect it. And it's wrong. Yeah, and then I have HR department tomorrow again with Michael Phelps.
Yeah, he asked me to do a show in next month. It's at a different bar, but I don't know. I don't know what the show is. I don't know if it's the first show or what, but he asked me to do it. I was like, yeah, sure, okay. See how that goes. I don't know what show it is.
You say yes?
Yeah.
Blindly?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
What else am I doing?
Look at you, living life.
I hear living life. I want to say yes more.
Gross.
That's just me.
It's disgusting. How come you never say yes to me then?
What have you asked me that I said that I didn't say yes to?
All kinds of stuff. All day long, I'm like,
give me an example.
Stop working and come cuddle me. Stuff like that. And you're like, I have to go to work. And then you're like,
Well, that's a very good impression of me working.
Thank you. The other morning, you got up and started mowing the lawn. And that little like manual clipper thing that you bought makes such a weird sound. It reminded me because I hear something similar right now. I thought there was like one of those electric cars, you know, like the ones that kids can ride on, but they like move really slow, and you press the pedal and it's like. I thought that was. I thought there was like a kid out there just be like. I was like, what a boring pattern, and it was just going back and forward. So you're a grass man now. You want to talk about that?
I mean, there's really nothing to talk about. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had a yard that I needed to cut. So
we have different views on lawn.
What's your view?
I don't look at it.
You don't look at it? So, but
my view is obstructed. Because I'm just like, I mean, at the other house, we didn't have grass because I covered it all with wood chips. At this house, we have grass because it was already there. I feel like it's a waste of, I mean, here it's not a waste of water because it rains so much that it just kind of lives on its own, but it's a waste of space. And I also don't really care if it gets taller. Like, I think it's fine. But for you, you're like, it has to be 4.5 inches tall.
But also, every person around us is constantly cutting their yard. Like right now, there's someone cutting their yard.
Yeah.
There's, if it's not raining, there's someone somewhere mowing the lawn somewhere.
That's beautiful.
And the entire, I don't know. We don't want to be the only house on the block that doesn't cut their yard.
Yeah.
And also it does say in our lease that the yard does need to be cut.
How tall?
It gives the exact number about, I don't remember. It's like, I don't know, 1/4 inch or something like that. I don't know. But it does say like a number.
Yeah.
So it does need to be
Here's
cut.
what I think. I think we should be the messiest house on the block. I think we should be the only people of color on the street, and then also just leave random toys in the front yard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Thank you. I also gonna get some chalk so we can draw on the sidewalk. Jesus is not real.
You live down the street from a Catholic church.
Yeah, and a lot of people write with chalk. I just said chalk, really funny. Chalk.
Yeah, lots of No Kings protests, and they're writing in chalk everywhere, all around here.
I love Jesus, or like Jesus is our Lord.
A lot of Jesus stuff too, yeah. No kings but Jesus.
No kings except Jesus. I had a conversation about religion with our child on the way to school this morning.
Oh, there you go.
She still doesn't get it. I feel like I'm doing my best to explain it. She's like, and what is that again?
When I was a kid, I never went to church at all. But then the first time I went I was probably around her age the first time I went, and I was kind of just like forced to go. So I don't know, when you're like immersed in it, then that's what it is. But if somebody's just like telling you what it is, I can imagine just being a kid being like, this makes no sense if you've never heard of it. It
doesn't, but I feel like it would be easier to explain it from an objective point of view, like outside of it. That's what I thought, but when I try to do it, I'm like, damn, this is hard.
No, because it's
nonsensical.
It's nonsensical. It's not supposed to make sense. You're supposed to have faith for it. So that's the whole point of religion. I can imagine that you explaining it more only makes it more confusing.
Yeah. And then like, I don't think she even knew that Easter was about Jesus coming back to life, because of course, like,
why would you?
All you see is eggs and pastel colors. Do you think when Jesus came back to life, which happened, they were like, here's the newest Trader Joe's tote bag?
But to be fair, like, she doesn't know any holiday. Every time we have to explain what the holiday means.
Which one?
We have to explain who Martin Luther King is every year. Yeah. But like, does she know what like Christmas is, or like what it's supposed to be? The birth of baby Jesus?
No.
She just knows that there's a little Jesus that there's there, but she doesn't like.
But I have said that several times, and then this year at the end of taking the decorations down, she was still like, oh, here's this baby.
Yeah, so she doesn't know what Christmas is.
Yeah.
Do you have to explain Thanksgiving? Like you said,
Thanksgiving is the only one I've made any effort, just because I don't celebrate it. Yeah. And it just feels like gross to me. that I'm like, why? This is like beyond like we didn't know. This is like we know and we're choosing to do this anyway.
Tradition.
So I try to explain it, and every time she's like, fine.
The fact that she doesn't know what Easter is makes sense because she doesn't really. Every year we have to explain to her what all the other ones are anyway.
Yeah. Maybe we should send her to the Catholic school.
I think so.
Yeah. They'll tell her. They'll tell her about it.
They'll explain it to her.
I still don't know the difference between Christians and Catholics. Can you tell me?
I don't think there is a difference.
There has to be.
I mean, other than different. I mean, it's a different Bible.
I thought it was the same.
No. Do you guys read the Old Testament?
Yeah.
New Testament?
Yeah.
But then there's another, because all of the saints aren't in the Bible.
Yeah.
So all that, where do all the saints come from?
Right. So I think I remember that from the cleaning lady. We used to have a cleaning lady growing up who was Christian, and we were Catholic, and she felt that figurines were the devil's work. Mm-hmm. So that's like the figure, like the nativity scene. Christians care about nativity scene? Mm-hmm. Do they put that up? Mm-hmm. Then I don't know what that came from. And then like all the saints are like, when you get canonized, like a normal person can become a saint. That like Christians are like, no. That has to be.
I mean, we don't really have saints other than like the saints that are in the Bible.
Oh, okay.
There's no like additional.
And then there's Mexican Catholics who like have their own specific saints that are like our whole.
So all the saints, like are they in a book somewhere?
I don't know where they're collected.
So wherever that comes from, I think that's like, the separate.
Oh, the big book of saints. Yes, I remember that.
Whatever that is, wherever that comes from.
Go down to L.
I feel like that's the difference.
That's the biggest.
That's what the difference is. Yeah.
What about the Pope? Do the Christians like the Pope?
No.
Well, then there it is.
Yeah.
Because the Catholic Church is the Pope.
Mm-hmm. There's no Pope.
And everything has to be covered in gold, and everything has to be like ancient. Like a mega Christian church can be like made of cardboard paper or like whatever, like the new construction. Like Catholic Church look more like they've been there for a long time. I'm going to Google where the saints come from, and then it's going to be like, here's 10 easy steps to become a saint. And then next thing you know, I'll be a saint.
Yeah. I think the youngest saint is like...
It's Gen Z.
Yeah. Is he Gen Z? I thought he was millennial.
I thought he was Gen Z.
Oh, wow. Pretty young.
Yeah, because I saw it not that long ago and he was like a teen. Mm-hmm. And I think the reason also why he became a saint outside of like speaking the word of the Lord, I don't know how to say this properly, is that he passed away like a younger age.
He's just a really good guy.
So that's how you get canonized. Really you also can't be canonized while alive, I don't think. Because then he would go right to your head right away.
My name is Leah Shulman.
I'm Andrea Menchaca.
Thank you for listening to Anxiety Twins. We'll see you guys later.